Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Global Beastmaster. My battle pet is twice as much as others. Chapter 6. I'm going to read a book. After finishing speaking, Subai went back to the room. Younger brother Su-yan is tinkering with circuit boards. He can be called self-taught, and he repairs all the electrical appliances at home. Even now that he is famous, neighbors will ask him for help. Brother, you're back, Su-yan said without moving his head. Subai got used to it a long time ago, and didn't care about it. He took out the salary paid by Yang Dongshu, stuffed it into the piggy bank on the table, and said, "The salary is paid today, please help me collect it." Said it was for him to collect it, but Subai never took out another penny. Su-yan didn't say anything. The two brothers had developed a tacit understanding early on. After brushing his teeth and washing his face, Subai lay down on the bed and soon fell asleep. Falling asleep quickly is one of his small skills, which can ensure that he has enough rest and maintains a good state. Silent all night. The next day, Subai came to school as usual. Ahem. Li Gang stepped onto the podium and said, "The training ground will be open next week. I have signed up for everyone. Next Monday, everyone will go directly to the training ground to gather." Subai stood up and said, "Mr. Li, I want to sign up." Li Gang and the classmates in the class were stunned. "What? Did I hear you right? Subai wants to go to the training ground." "Hey, Subai, the lowest level of the training ground is Black Iron low-level beasts. Your little sparrow is courting death if he goes there. Yes, although we know that you want to make a final sprint, you must do what you can." Yang Lahia stood up and said loudly, "Subai just rejected the job of the orchard manager yesterday, he must have a better place to go." On the surface, this sentence is exaggerating Subai, but it is actually adding fuel to the fire. Who doesn't know that Subai's war pet is still in the growth stage, let alone the person in charge of the orchard? If he is looking for a job normally, no one wants to sweep the street. "Yeah, young Master Yang, have you been paid less? I have to say something fair." "That's right, Yang Lahia, you are very stingy, you must be the one who drove Subai away." "Subai, don't be stubborn, admit your mistake, young Master Yang will definitely not argue with you." Quote. Everyone stop. Li Gang said, frowning, "Subai, you have to know that you must have a Black Iron level to enter the training ground. This is for your safety. Don't be brave, I think the person in charge of the orchard is pretty good, and he has several thousand yuan a month." Subai's expression remained unchanged, neither honor nor disgrace. "I'm already a Black Iron Junior Beastmaster." Boom. The classroom suddenly seemed to explode, and it was very lively. Chapter 5. The talent of speed shows its edge, seeking flowers, seeking data. "Did I hear you right? Subai said he has upgraded." "Fuck, why are you pinching me? I'll just try it to see if I'm still dreaming." "Then why are you pinching yourself? How painful." Li Gang's face was a little ugly, and his tone became severe. "Subai, you have to seek truth from facts in life, you can't get away with crooked ways." Subai felt helpless. These people's prejudices were too deep, right? "Although it's outrageous that I haven't entered the Black Iron class for 3 years, it doesn't mean that I won't be able to enter the Black Iron class for life. I'm just telling a fact." Subai said again. "It's a pity that the federal law stipulates that war pets cannot be summoned in public, otherwise summoning them directly is more convincing than anything else." "Teacher, isn't the playground empty? Why don't you ask Subai to call out his sparrow, so everyone can see if it's true or not?" some students suggested. "The playground is the only place in the school where you can summon battle pets, and it's a perfect place to go there. After all, in this world where everyone is beast monitoring, students not only need to learn basic cultural courses, but also master certain skills of beast monitoring, so that they can choose a suitable direction after the college entrance examination. Qualified workers need to be proficient in the skills of beast control." "I think that's a good suggestion." Li Gang nodded in agreement. "Subai, it's not that the teacher doesn't believe you, it's just that the training ground is too dangerous. If you go in rashly, if the battle pet dies, then there is no chance at all." Subai knew that if he didn't show himself, he wouldn't be able to sign up successfully. With Li Gang's attitude, he couldn't let him add his name to it. Real gold is not afraid of fire. Subai knew his situation, so he would not back down, so he said without hesitation, "No problem, let's go." "Oh, Yes, let's go and watch the excitement. Su-bai is really good. He won an extra physical education class for us. Noisy students surrounded Li Gang and walked towards the playground. All the students in the next classroom looked at me enviously, and I want to go to the playground too. Old Li, what's the matter? A teacher came out to inquire about the situation, and after learning the cause of the incident, he said with some reproach. If the student is willing to sign up, you can add it to him. It's a big deal, but let him follow you after entering. Why bother mobilizing teachers like this? It's not good if it hurts the self-esteem of the students. Li Gang's face was a little embarrassed, and he said bluntly, Old Zhang, don't talk too much, I have a straight temper and I don't want to see others lie. Global Beastmaster. My battle pet is twice as much as others. Chapter 7. Forget it, I don't care about you. Teacher Zhang was pushed back, a little angry, and turned back to the classroom. A group of people came to the playground, which was a huge open space of thousands of square meters, covered with artificial turf. Su-bai, this is the last chance, admit your mistake, the teacher won't blame you. Li Gang said. Su-bai was furious, and there was more to it. Immediately said politely, don't worry, Mr. Li, I have my own measure. HMPH, I don't know good and bad. Li Gang said angrily, summon out your battle pet. In the city, unless it is a specific area, the battle pets are stored in the battle pet space. At this time, in Su-bai's battle pet space, Phantom Butterfly and Iron-beaked Sparrow are resting. There is still more than an hour to complete the cocooning stage of the Phantom Butterfly, but even if it is completed, Su-bai will not summon it out. His battle pet is the Iron-beaked Sparrow, which is well known to all, and rashly summoning the Phantom Butterfly is purely asking for trouble. Iron-beaked Sparrow, come out to breathe. Su-bai greeted, and the Iron-beaked Sparrow appeared out of nowhere, cheerfully circling back and forth above the playground. The speed was extremely fast, leaving only a phantom. Li Gang only felt a blur in front of his eyes, and couldn't see what was flying past at all. He couldn't help but tense up, and subconsciously shouted, Red-clawed eagle, come out. Swish, a huge raptor with a wingspan of nearly 3 meters appeared in front of Li Gang, and he immediately noticed the flying Iron-beaked Sparrow. As the king of the sky, the red-clawed eagle has its own pride. How can it tolerate a sparrow flying above its head? With a flap of its wings, it instantly turned into a black shadow and soared into the sky. Red Talon Eagle. Su-bai's heart tightened. He knew the strength of Li Gang, a bronze intermediate Beastmaster, and his main battle pet was the red-clawed eagle. In other words, this is a bronze intermediate battle pet. Ah, so fast. That's the red Talon Eagle. It's so handsome. Su-bai, your sparrow is dead. Then Su-bai is finished. He was already too weak, but now that the sparrows are gone, he can't even look at the orchard. The surrounding discussions brought Li Gang back to his senses, and he couldn't help feeling a little ashamed, why he was so timid and was frightened by an iron-beaked sparrow. But then, he broke out in cold sweat. Where's the red-clawed eagle? Did he go after the iron-beaked finch? Oops, it had been more than 10 seconds since the red-clawed eagle came out. Although it was nowhere to be seen, it must have killed the iron-billed sparrow. Li Gang regretted it greatly. If the news about him killing the student's pet got out, his career would come to an end. Su-bai, hurry up, take back your iron-beaked sparrow. Li Gang shouted hurriedly, expecting a miracle to appear. At this moment, Su-bai's expression was a bit strange. To be honest, he was also taken aback by the sudden attack of the red-clawed eagle. After all, it is a flying beast, and it can't be seen when it flies into the sky. Facing the red-clawed eagle of the bronze intermediate level, the iron-beaked sparrow who has just entered the lower level of black iron is definitely not an opponent. Su-bai is even ready to lose a battle pet slot. It turns out that the connection between the iron-beaked sparrow and himself has not been interrupted. In other words, the red-clawed eagle has not caught up with it. How can this be? There is a full 6 levels difference. Is it? Su-bai's heart skipped a beat. He thought of the talent of the iron-beaked sparrow, its speed. As expected of an epic talent, it directly increased the speed of the iron-beaked finch to an unimaginable level. Although there is only Black Iron Jr., it is hard for the red-clawed eagle of the bronze intermediate to catch up. It is true that eagle beasts are not the fastest among the flying beasts, but they are 6 levels short, and that difference is useless at all. Teacher, don't worry, your red-clawed hawk can't catch up with my iron-billed sparrow. With a smile on the corner of Subai's mouth, he said lightly. What? This sentence shocked everyone. What did he just say? The bronze-ranked red-clawed eagle can't catch up to the black iron-ranked iron-beaked sparrow. What a joke. Subai, stop pretending. That's right, now that the two battle pets are gone, maybe the red-clawed eagle is eating your sparrow in the sky. Failure is not shameful, shameful is not daring to admit failure. Quote. Facts speak louder than words. Subai didn't care about them, and said, Iron-beak sparrow, come back. A black shadow descended straight from the sky, stopped suddenly 3 meters from the ground, and then fluttered down onto Subai's arm. Looking at this strange bird of prey, everyone was speechless. This thing is an iron-beak sparrow. It seems too big. After 5 or 6 seconds, another black shadow descended from the sky and rushed towards Subai. Red Talon Eagle, come back. Li Gang spoke out in time to stop the pet's further actions, terrified. Global Beastmaster. My battle pet is twice as much as others. Chapter 8. This battle pet is flying too fast. With the speed of the red-clawed eagle, it can easily fly hundreds of meters in 5 or 6 seconds. Could it be that the speed of Subai's battle pet is close to the speed of sound? Chapter 6. Duel, win. Ask for support. There was silence on the playground. Subai's battle pet is an iron-beaked sparrow, which is known to everyone, but last week it was only the size of a fist, and it has become so big in just a few days. What hormones are you taking? However, if it wasn't for the battle pet, how could such a big raptor and fierce beast land on Subai's arm intimately? Didn't you see that Subai's face turned red from exhaustion? Li Gang put away the red-clawed eagle, looked back and forth for half a minute, and then asked with some uncertainty, is this an iron-beaked sparrow? To be honest, if it wasn't for his battle pet, Subai wouldn't think it was an iron-beaked sparrow. The largest iron-billed finch has a wingspan of only 30 centimeters, but this one has a wingspan of 1 meter. Not a level at all. My iron-billed finch is a little different, maybe it has some blood of other raptors. Subai could only bite the bullet and say. Li Gang nodded clearly, this explanation is very reasonable. It was unimaginable how mixed the bloodlines were among the beasts. There were many cases where some bloodlines were awakened when leveling up, so he didn't doubt it. So, your battle pet has really entered the black iron level. Li Gang was even a little lucky. With Subai's promotion, all his students have entered the black iron class, and they finally kept their bonuses. Teacher, I think there is a problem. Yang Lahia took 2 steps forward and said, I suspect that this battle pet was borrowed by Subai. This is Subai summoned from the battle pet space, we all saw it with our own eyes. Yes, this cannot be faked. Li Gang frowned and reprimanded, Student Yang, you can't slander your classmates. Subai's battle pet has undoubtedly entered the black iron level. Although I don't want to admit it, my red-clawed eagle did not catch up to his iron-billed sparrow. It must have awakened some skills. The teacher is very happy. As soon as this remark came out, Subai changed his opinion of the head teacher a little bit. Although he was snobbish, he was not bad to the end. Teacher, I admit that this battle pet is black iron. What I mean is that this battle pet is not Subai's. Yang Lahia came to a surprising conclusion, I remember his father's battle pet is also a flying beast. Although he didn't say it clearly, Yang Lahia's meaning is very clear. Subai borrowed it from his father. He had been hiding it before and then released it suddenly, which made people mistakenly think that he was summoned from the battle pet space. Subai had to admire this guy's imagination. He couldn't help giving Yang Lahia a thumbs up, and exclaimed, Student Yang, with your imagination, the best screenwriter award of the year should be awarded to you. Ha ha ha, I think it makes sense. Yang Lahia, next year's statuette award ceremony, I won't watch it without you. Quote. Yang Lahia's face turned red, and he suddenly said, You humiliate me, I want to fight you. As soon as this statement came out, everyone was shocked. Li Gang was very dissatisfied. This Yang Lahia is usually quite clever, why is he so impulsive today, can the word duel be said so easily? But before he could stop him, Yang Lahia yelled, Come out, Winfang Wolf. A huge wolf-shaped battle pet appeared at Yang Lahia's feet, about 1 meter high and more than 2 meters long. Open black lens bracket name close black lens bracket, Winfang Wolf. Current level, black iron intermediate. Talent 1. Feral howl rare. Skills 1. Claw strike common 2. Wind blade rare. Su Bai squinted his eyes, feeling very upset in his heart. Although Yang Dongshu took good care of him, Yang Lahia's repeated provocations had already broken through the limit of his patience. In addition, Su Bai found that he could see the data of other battle pets, which was another new trump card. Knowing oneself and knowing one another can win 100 battles. Yang Lahia's Fengfang Wolf has very good attributes. Not only is the talent rare, but it also has 2 skills, one of which is also rare and very strong. The level has also reached the Black Iron Intermediate level, 1 level higher than the Iron-beaked Sparrow. But Su Bai wasn't worried. The Iron-beaked Sparrow was a flying-type battle pet, and was born invincible. The only thing to pay attention to is the Wind Blade skill, which is a long-range attack skill with a range of about 10 meters. Since you proposed a duel, I can't let you down, but I can't fight in vain. Su Bai is ready to win this battle. He has this confidence, and at the same time, he can silence other doubters. This is a 5-hour admission ticket to the Federal Hunting Ground, Black Iron class. Yang Lahia took out a ticket from his pocket, which immediately caused an uproar. Many students were jealous and wished to take Su Bai's place. Good stuff. I heard that there are more types of beasts than the training ground, and there are masters in the formation to ensure that the pets will not die. Yes, it is even possible to find a rare beast egg, which cannot be bought with money. Young Master Yang is mighty. Su Bai's heart skipped a beat. Yang Lahia was really willing to spend his money. I don't understand why you did this. Su Bai expressed his doubts. HMPH, it's not because of you. I was scolded last night, saying that I don't know how to make progress. Yang Lahia said angrily. Global Beastmaster. My battle pet is twice as much as others. Chapter 9. Very good and powerful. Su Bai was defeated by this reason. Although Li Gang didn't want to see the students clash, duels are encouraged by the Federation, which can improve the combat ability of the Beastmasters. I'm not going to stop it right now, but I still have to say what needs to be said. This time it's a sparring session, not a duel. Just go to the end, otherwise don't blame the teacher for turning his face. Clear. Su Bai and Yang Lahia responded at the same time. The students quickly gave up their seats, and they were all going crazy with joy. Not only got an extra physical education class, but also watched the duel. So cool to fly. With a lift of Su Bai's arm, the iron-beaked sparrow flew into the sky and disappeared instantly. Yang Lahia was just about to let the Fengfang Wolf attack, but he was dumbfounded. What's wrong with this? Swish. A black shadow swooped down in the air, then lifted up immediately, drawing a V-shaped trajectory. Hey! The Wind Fang Wolf let out a howl, and a small piece of flesh disappeared from his back instantly, and blood soon oozed out. Li Gang nodded indistinctly. Although this Su Bai had just entered the Black Iron rank, his mentality was very stable, and he made full use of the advantages of his pet. This is also the most helpless part of flying battle pets. As long as they don't want to collide head-on, with their speed and altitude advantages, it is difficult for fierce beasts on the ground to attack them. Swish, swish, 2 more dives, and 2 more wounds on Fengfanglang's body. Yang Li's family is going crazy. What is this thing? Why is it so fast? Wind-tooth Wolf, random wind blade attack. In desperation, Yang Lahia could only issue an attack command. Since the aim is not right, then cast the net widely. There will always be times when a blind cat meets a dead mouse. The wind blade skill is famously powerful. With the defense power of the iron-beaked sparrow, as long as it is hit, it may even be split in half directly. In the blink of an eye, countless wind blades continued to appear. The onlookers quickly retreated. This thing is not a joke. You can't put yourself in it when you watch the excitement. Facing the wind blade attack with no dead ends, Su Bai couldn't do anything for a while. Although it has been dragged on, the Wind Fang Wolf will undoubtedly lose. After all, the wind blade skill consumes a lot, but this is not the result Su Bai wants. Chirp! The cry of the iron-beaked sparrow came from above the head. Su Bai immediately understood the meaning. The iron-beaked sparrow was going straight to the Wind Fang Wolf and passed through the gap of the wind blade. Rush! Su Bai chooses to believe in his battle pet, and he has a feeling that with the blessing of super speed, this kind of attack method that looks like a dead end to outsiders will definitely succeed. Under the horrified eyes of everyone, the iron-beaked sparrow rushed straight towards the wind-tooth wolf like a black lightning bolt. How could the Fengfang Wolf, who had been beaten all the time, missed this opportunity, exhausted his last strength, and sprayed out several light blue wind blades. Stop! In Li Gang's horrified cry, the speed of the iron-beaked sparrow increased again, and it passed through the gap with ease, directly throwing the wind-fanged wolf to the ground, and its hard beak pressed against the wind-fanged wolf's throat. The victory is divided. Su Bai wins. Li Gang hurriedly announced the result. He was really afraid that if Yang Lehia was beaten to death and refused to admit defeat, Su Bai would directly kill Feng Yulang. Then things exploded. He was definitely laid off on the spot. At the same time, the students finally reacted. The speed of the iron-beaked sparrow was too fast. They could only see the howl of the wind-toothed wolf being beaten, and then heard Li Gang announce that Su Bai had won. What? Am I right? The iron-beaked sparrow of the lower level of the black iron defeated the wind-toothed wolf of the middle level of the black iron. Fuck. Chapter 7 evolves again and enters the training ground, seeking flowers for support. I lost. Yang Lehia's expression was extremely depressed. The Windfang wolf he was so proud of couldn't even beat a small sparrow. But the facts are in front of our eyes. The Windfang wolf was completely suppressed. He was beaten from the beginning to the end. The strongest wind blade attack was easily broken, and now his vitals are controlled. There is no chance of resistance at all. Take it. Yang Li's family took Feng Yulang back to the battle pet space, let it slowly heal its wounds, and then was willing to gamble and admit defeat. Although his face was full of reluctance, he still handed over the ticket. This situation seems like Su Bai is bullying his classmates. As a human being in 2 lifetimes, Su Bai would not care about a child, so he took the ticket and said, I just took advantage of the flight and fought head-on. The iron-beaked sparrow is no match for the wind-toothed wolf. I'll just say it. Yang Lehia smiled and immediately became happy. Global Beastmaster. My battle pet is twice as much as others. Chapter 10. Su Bai shook his head helplessly. This guy is really pure in heart. Wow, Su Bai, what skill is your sparrow? Why is it so fast? Go, what sparrow? That's an iron bird. Damn, it's clearly called the iron-beaked sparrow, you illiterate. The students gathered around, very enthusiastic. Su Bai was a little confused, so Yang Lehia next to him explained angrily, this ticket can accommodate 2 people, and they want you to bring them along. Originally, I was going to invite class 5, but now it's over. Having said that, Yang Lehia slapped his forehead and said angrily, I'll let you pretend. I've never been to the federal hunting ground, student Yang, why don't we go together, just to catch your car? Su Bai said with a smile. Looking at Yang Lehia's rolling eyes, Su Bai added angrily, don't even think about the flowers in class, next time you can figure out a way. Okay, we'll go when we get back from the training ground. Yang Lehia happily accepted. Li Gang nodded secretly. This kid is very experienced in dealing with people, why didn't he see that he was a talent before? If Su Bai knew what he was thinking, he would definitely sneer at it, but you can see a ghost with your tinted glasses that can't be taken off. The matter was settled. Li Gang restored the image of the cold-faced class teacher, and brought the students who were still full of thoughts back to the classroom. Su Bai, I will report your name and gather at the training ground next Monday. Do you know how to get there? Li Gang asked. Yang Lehia stepped forward, patted his chest and said, Teacher, don't worry, I'll take Su Bai there. This guy is purely a nervous acquaintance. Su Bai didn't refuse. Their fathers graduated from the same school, and they were also classmates. They had a falling out, and the adults didn't look good. And after 3 years of observation, Su Bai had already seen clearly the behavior of the students in the class. Yang Lehia's words are annoying, but it's nothing, at least he has the courage to admit his mistakes, which is better than most of his classmates. Time passed quickly, and before I had time to react, it was time to leave school. After working part-time in the orchard for 3 years, he suddenly stopped going, and Su Bai felt a little uncomfortable for a while. Suddenly remembered that the phantom butterfly had broken out of its cocoon, sat down in a park rest area, and inspected the war pet space. The phantom butterfly was circling and flying inside, and the iron-beaked sparrow was sleeping. I remember that the evolution point is obtained when the battle pet is upgraded. The phantom butterfly is upgraded from the larva stage, so it should be there too. Su Bai was a little uncertain. But the easiest way is to look at the data, which is clear at a glance, without any hesitation, and call out the panel. Open black lens bracket name close black lens bracket, Su Bai. Current level, Black Iron lower level. Talent, Double Contract. Battle Pet 1, Iron Beak Sparrow. Battle Pet 2, Phantom Butterfly. Evolution Point 1. Sure enough, Subai smiled. With this system in his body, what else should he worry about? Evolution. Subai used evolution points on the sleeping iron-beaked finch. Ding! The evolution is complete. The bloodline of the Sky Steel Crow has been strengthened, and the current progress is 50%. The iron-beaked finch was awakened, and looked around blankly. Its body size increased again, and now its wingspan exceeded 1.5 meters, and it could no longer stand on Subai's shoulders. Ding! The activation of the bloodline reaches 50%, and you will get a random Sky Steel Crow talent, Sharp Eyes Normal. Sharp Eyes is a very common talent for flying monsters, and it can improve visual ability. Subai felt a little regretful. It would be great if he could get a mythical talent. The epic talent speed made the Iron Beak Sparrow almost break through the speed of sound, and the legendary talent Phantom Dust made the Phantom Butterfly disappear. Then how terrifying are the mythical talent skills? But Subai also knew that it was beyond imagination to get everything now, so he didn't have too many ideas. This morning, before Subai went out, he heard someone shouting downstairs. Subai, where are people? Subai, who was drinking porridge, almost choked to death. Why did Yang Li's family come? Only then did I remember that today is Monday and I am going to the training ground. Thinking of this, Subai didn't care about eating breakfast, so he ran down immediately after saying a word. Yang Lihia was looking up, when he suddenly felt someone appearing beside him. He was startled. After a closer look, he found that it was Subai, and said angrily, "You guy, you have the same virtue as your battle pet, and you are elusive." As the level increases, the physical fitness of the Beastmaster will also continue to strengthen, and now Subai can easily break all his previous records. Get in the car, the training ground is a bit far away. It took more than an hour before the two arrived at the training ground. Li Gang has arrived, and there are 3 other teachers and a few classmates beside him. People arrived one after another, and after everyone gathered, a federal soldier with a determined face came over. "I am your instructor for this training session. My name is Tang Chungshan. Line up and enter the training ground soon. The ferocious beasts inside have been cleaned up. Most of them are Black Iron low level and intermediate level, and there are a small number of Black Iron high level and Black Iron top level ferocious beasts in the deepest area. Everyone combines their own strengths and chooses the right area. Your teachers will work with you, but remember, please like and subscribe.